All right. Welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, joined in studio by Randy Angston. What's up, dude?
Let's go. We're there. Number 4.
7 Habits of Winning Gyms. We're on habit number 4, winning gyms protect recurring revenue. That is the habit of this episode. And it should go without saying, but I think we need to say it, that we have a really big advantage in the fitness industry with recurring revenue. It's just a part of doing business. People are used to it. It's not like we have to force that onto our consumers. However, some gyms, the way they position their sales and their packages, squander this benefit of what they have of recurring revenue. There's many businesses that are outside the box that try and successfully get their consumers onto recurring revenue. We have that as a benefit. It's just part of a gym. You're going to pay a monthly subscription to be a gym, and that's it, right? So there's no educational gap to the consumer.
Yeah, we don't have to change the marketplace in that regard. Yeah.
So with recurring revenue, you make a sale once and you continue to keep that customer happy over the long term. You don't have to continue to sell in order to make money. The most extreme example of that would be clients that we have here that signed up at our grand opening in 2009 that still and have never quit, are still paying, and they've been members ever since. So we sold them 16 years ago, but we're continuing to collect on revenue even today. And that's our benefit. So winning gyms protect that. They protect everything they can, and they decide early on in their business, or now, whenever you want to become a winning gym, this is what you would do. You focus 100% on building up your recurring revenue base. Call it EFT, call it MRR, whatever you want to call it. It's that subscription-based revenue that's going to build over time, slowly, typically. Unfortunately, it's not big cash injections. It's a decision that you're going to have to make when somebody wants to pay you in full and you say no.
Yep.
It's a decision that you have to make when somebody wants a discount to buy 50 sessions instead of buying the monthly plan or the weekly plan.
Time, yeah.
And over time, we track this number, this growth or decay of that recurring revenue with a number we've called the delta. And that's the growth or decay of that number. It's the growth or decay of your recurring revenue base. Winning gyms will focus on that number and that number only until, at a very, very minimum, that number exceeds the expenses of the business. And when you get to that tipping point, and some of you are there now, and some of you, that's going to be your next goal after hearing this, when you do that, when you get to a place where your expenses are $30,000 and your recurring revenue is $30,000, you don't have to make a sale that month and your bills are paid. So you're not coming out of desperation. You're not coming out of like, oh my gosh, I got to do something now to get money because, we're coming from behind every single month. When you get to a point where you're at least equilibrium, that's a weight off of the gym owner's shoulders. You can see, okay, we got the revenue coming in. Now let's focus on growing that even further.
Yeah, I mean, we've historically always said that clarity sets in, when you reach that mark, right? I like that you said desperation doesn't, you no longer have that desperate feel, because that's quite often that's the case that most gym owners find themselves in, right? You have to do something today. I have to go generate sales this week. And then you go off script, you go grasp at whatever you can do in order to make some money, coming into the business.
Sure. At
the expense of the systems of the business, your normal delivery, what you believe to be true, and desperation is a dangerous place to be. And I love MRR because of it's like the exponential growth factor,
sure.
Right? You sell today, that client's paying you next month without you having to resell them. Everything you do that second month builds on top and builds on top. And then it's almost like every month you're just adding to that bucket, if you may.
Yeah.
And it seems like, obviously, it's not all that you said. It's not that cash injection with like a high ticket program or a challenge or whatever else, you're doing to grab it at revenue. But that's the path that creates like long-term stable consistency. And even from just looking at your projections, like looking at where am I going to be at the end of the year? When you have people on terms and agreements, you have the ability to kind of forecast what the business is going to do, by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's something to be said about that, just that ability, as opposed to, and I understand, I was working with a gym owner yesterday who's coming on with our springboard, and he's selling packages, and he's selling up to 30 sessions at a time. But that business is so dependent upon the resale, right? Every month he's got to be thinking about sales as like a big portion of the responsibility of what he's got to get done, that the delivery has to take a hit. The retention might become an issue. All of that type of stuff that comes with just having to resell to your client all of the time, just for the main thing, right? Good luck getting ancillary sales. Good luck getting, supplement packages or stretch therapy or additional profit centers, with that sale, because you still got to sell them the membership or the training on top of it every single.
Yeah. Look, the selling of packages has been around since the beginning of time with personal training. That was like, you had a gym membership and then you just buy these packages. It'd be 10, 12, 15. It was so funny because the more you bought, the less it was per session. It's like, well, what's your rate? Is it this or is it that? Well, when you buy more, you get a little bit of a bulk discount. Okay, well, what are you doing there? What are you telling the consumer? You're telling the consumer that it's not worth what you're selling it for because you'll give them a discount. That's one thing.
Sure.
And look, I understand the dopamine hit of seeing a $15,000 injection. I know it. I've had it. It's cool. I get it. But that once that wears off, and usually it's this 60-day lag where it's like, oh crap, I got to do it again. I got to do it again. I look at gym owners' numbers all the time, and sometimes it's like glaring. I can see a $20,000 drop month over month, and you go back and it's like, well, what happened? Did you lose X amount of people in 1 month and they just didn't bill the next month? Well, no, those were paid in fulls that renewed, or no, we sold a one-time high-ticket thing. And you kind of like, well, what if you didn't do that? What if you just took those people and put them in recurring and you just grew? Yeah, your big chunks would go down, but what would happen was here's like literally year over year. This happens like all the time. You'll have, let's just say year one, you're doing paid in fulls, packages. You're not really focused on recurring. You have a little recurring base. Let's say your recurring base is 10,000, and then or let's say it's 30,000, just so I can use better numbers. Say your recurring base is 30,000, but then like in January, you have a $50,000 month, and then February it's 40, then you're back to 30, 28, you lost some people, and then it's like a $50,000 month, and then like a 30,000, and then 60, and then 30. Then the next year you say, hey, you know what? We're going to get all of these people from paid in fulls when they expire. We're just going to sell them into membership. So then your months start becoming like 38, and then 44. And then 39, and then 37, and then 42, and then 50, then 45, and then 47, then 52, then 55. And then by the end of the year, you're doing your highest months every month. Than you were doing those every other third or fourth months. It's just this, it takes time though, guys, because those people got to come off of those paid in fulls, and instead of selling them to another one, you do recurring, and then all the people in between. And then by the time you fast forward 3 years down the road, all of your months are at 65 or 72, and it's just there. And you're not seeing these huge spikes like 55, 30, 47, 28. That's the reality.
It is. And part of it comes back to like the average. I think it's real great to have those months. But if you take your average revenue, take the whole year, divide it up by 12. What is your average revenue per month? Is probably going to be less than what you can build. I know it's going to be less than what you can build with that recurring. And it reminds me of the old, penny doubled every day, or, the penny doubled analogy, and where that is the benefit that this industry has. One of few things that other industries want that we have. And like you said, we kind of piss it away sometimes because why? I don't know. I mean, obviously it feels good to have that dopamine dump, that big ticket sale for the 1 month, but it comes with the work on the back end to go resell.
What it does is you're treading water. You get a $15,000 injection. Now you're in the boat. Now you're floating. You're not struggling anymore. And then all of a sudden, that hole in the boat starts to fill up, and you're back in the water again. You're treading water. Then you get a 15. Then you get to jump back in a new boat that's got holes in that one too.
Yeah.
Versus, just get out of the boat and get onto a raft. And now you're not treading water, but you're not killing it. But you're floating. You're not treading, right? And that's the difference. And it's weird to put all this into analogies, but the reason gym owners do these things, I even made a comment the other day. What is high ticket?
Sure.
What does it even mean? But you do these paid in full deals is because your recurring revenue is not at base operating expenses. If it were, or if it exceeds your expenses, you wouldn't be doing these things. Mm-hmm. The only reason you do them is because out of necessity. Like, I gotta get ahead.
Or desperation.
Well, that's it, right? I gotta get ahead. I gotta get in this little boat. It's got holes in it, but at least I'm floating for a month or two.
Yeah, but we know it to be at the expense of the future. It goes back to Parkinson's law. You put that money in the bank account, you're gonna find a way to spend it. It's not like it's sitting in a drip account and you're paying the expenses while you're servicing that client over the long haul. It just doesn't happen.
I said that on stage.
Yeah.
Never in the history of drip accounts has anybody actually put that money into a drip account. They all say they're going to do it.
Oh, with the best of intentions, right? But no.
They never do. Look, guys, it's weird. It's boring. It's the 20-mile march. But when you focus on recurring revenue, just like I said, it's going to take time, but when you just grow your delta month over 1,200, 4,000, 3,000, maybe take a loss in the summer for a couple months, then you're back. What happens is at the end of the month, at the end of the year, all of your deltas, positive and negative, equals some number. And let's just say it's 10 grand. Well, that 10 grand goes into January, and that 10 grand goes into February next year. And then you just keep growing on it, and you're going to do several hundred thousand, multiple six figures more year over, but it's not a fix today. That's the problem. That's the struggle that, if we're being honest at ProFit, the reason that gyms struggle to jump on board with us, it's not a quick fix they need now.
Sure.
But the ones that do exponentially grow their business into record-breaking months and years over the long term. If you want to play the long game, you jump in with ProFit, because we are the long game gym coaches. We focus on systems and long-term growth, not a $50,000 a month and then a zero month.
And I mean, just speaking some of those numbers, one of our Iron Circle clients that started with coaching with us about 2 years ago, I mean, she was under 200,000 in gross revenue for the year. This year, in 2 years, is going to be doing about 500,000.
Yep.
And it was nothing more than just creating that system, adhering to that play, and just sticking with it, right? But those members that she has aren't coming and going. They're not. It's not cyclical buying cycle. It's the tried and true membership, and then every bit of her attention that goes to adding to that is just building that number and building that number. Her whole life is different,
of course,
right? And that's the thing is. It creates stability. It creates the consistency. Mm-hmm. You can then focus a lot more on actually delivering and retaining your clients, because it's not reselling everybody every 30, 60, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, whatever the hell, it equates to. You've got the thing that everybody wants with the recurring model. Don't squander it. Don't squander it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's the hill I'm going to die on. It's that delta. It's something that's so simple to focus on, but easy to disregard, because you've got somebody wanting to throw money at you. Now, here's the thing I will say. If somebody won't sign up with you unless you do a paid in full, then take the money. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Take the money but don't discount it. I had that conversation many, many, many years ago. Do you offer a discount in if we pay in cash or pay in full? The answer is no. I don't. We don't discount. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather have your monthly. If you won't sign up otherwise, I'm going to take. I'll absolutely sell you a paid in full, but we're not going to discount.
So the value of the membership.
Yeah, exactly. and they usually say, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Because you know what it does too. It does show that you as a gym owner value the service that you're bringing to the table. You're not willing to discount it, right? Yeah. Hey, I respect everybody walking through this door. I'm not going to give you a discount because the value of what we bring to the table is this, right? It's priced according to that. And one of the big kind of overarching beliefs, I think, is that it also shifts the mindset of your business to more of a relational business as opposed to transactional.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of gym owners, struggle because it's a nickel and dime, it's a transactional, cyclical situation where if you focus on building those relationships and again, even there's so much that goes into this, right? Like even the acquisition of a lifestyle client versus a short-term transformational client, right? Like all of this caters to building that monthly recurring revenue in a way that you as the gym wins in the long haul.
Yep.
Big
Absolutely.
time. Big
Absolutely.
time.
So listen, guys, habit 4, winning gyms protect recurring revenue. 100%, guys. If you need help with anything, link will be in the show notes. That's it for this episode. Continue on for the next habits. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Built to Grow podcast. If you want more help growing your business, join our free Facebook group, Profit Accelerator, helping training gyms grow to $30,000 a month and beyond. We'd love to see you there. Go check out the show notes for the link and keep building something great. And we'll see you in the next episode.